What's up, teacups? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacups. So happy to have all my followers out there with me here tonight. It is a beautiful night in Los Angeles, California. Tomorrow is September 9th, 9:09, and that has been a significant number in my life for the past, I would say, at least 6 months. So I feel like there's good energy in the air, and I wasn't being called out to do a particular reading for any particular zodiac sign, so I'm just going to do a general message for you all. Hopefully some of you connect with it out there. Let me know in the comments below if so. But as I always say, my usual spiel, these are general messages. Not everything I say will resonate with all the teacups out there. I've deemed you all teacups. Followers of the Intuitive Teacup, you are teacups. Cups being love, cups being emotions. Literally my favorite card in the entire deck just flew out, the Six of Cups. Nostalgia, feelings of the past. It's a card of Scorpio. Oh, I love it. So interesting. Maybe we're going to be talking about people from your past coming in. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, so only takeaway messages that you feel are for your best and highest good. I have a bunch of videos posted for all the signs, your September monthlies, a love reading, a career and finance reading, and now this one. So we're going to do a Celtic cross for you. I love that the Six of Cups flew out. So what else can I tell you while I'm spitting my cards out here? Thanks for following me. Thanks for your likes, shares, and subscribes, as always. That helps this channel get up and running. Yeah, we're going to do it. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm The Intuitive Teacup. And yeah, let's just get you some tarot messages. That's why you're here, right, guys? Bottom of your deck, the Lovers. All right, I see where this is going. A lover from the past, is that what's up? So this is the card of Gemini. Yes, it can be a lover. Yes, it can be a romantic relationship. But the Lovers card talks about choices, as we know. Who or what we love, right? For some of you, it's going to be what, especially in Virgo season. We're doing lots of work on ourselves, on our careers. So let's see. Heart of your spread here, we have the Fool, new beginnings, Aquarian and Aries energy. And crossing that is the Nine of Pentacles. All right. So interesting. What I'm getting from this is a lot of I'm just going to call you teacups. Pardon the cheesy phrase, but a lot of you out there are considering, or not even considering, I think wanting very much to release yourself of past burdens and to go into a new, I am sort of getting a new love relationship. The way it is on my board, it's like, this is the single ladies card, if you will, the single gents card. Leaving that behind to explore some sort of partnership. Now, of course, that could be business partnership. Could also be romantic partnership. Perhaps some of you have kind of been behind closed doors for a while, working on yourself, working on your money, working on your body. Maybe you're hitting the gym and eating healthy. Especially in Virgo season, we all tend to get more in that state of mind of wanting to care for ourselves. Maybe doing home repairs, things in your house, purging old items. I know a bunch of my friends at work have been talking about cleaning out the closet, metaphorically as well as physically, right? Getting rid of old junk that you don't need, because energetically it's going to clear a space in your home, but also in your mind, in your heart, so that you're ready to jump into new things and accept them with love, with open arms. So in terms of crossing matter, that's actually great. And I mean, both these cards are bright yellow, which to me, I almost interpret that as there was value in being in both of these stages, essentially, right? We followed the Fool on his journey, you know, through all the major arcana cards. There was value in you having to stand alone on your own, maybe earn your own money, be independent, possibly for the first time. I am getting something about recovering finances or getting them to a place where you feel like your money flow, your cash flow, your bank account is healthy again. And I do say with this card too, sometimes the idea of staying within the comfort zone, not necessarily leaving our own backyard. And I don't mean that in the literal sense. You know, of course, you're commuting to go to your job, you're seeing friends, you're doing this, you're doing that. But because it is a 9 and it is actually a Virgo card, there is some sort of indication of independence, sometimes singlehood on the romantic front. But more than anything, it's a self-made man. It's a self-made woman. There's a tremendous amount of pride and confidence, and it's not ego, but it's pride and it's pride in looking at your surroundings and realize all you've done for yourself. So it's like, I think a lot of you have gotten to a point where I am sort of getting nursing yourself back to health, And now you're kind of ready to see, okay, what else is in store for me? I like that. It's really positive. It's really great. So what's going on in your subconscious? Oh, there it is. All right. So a little bit of pain, maybe a little bit of heartbreak, maybe some disappointment or sorrow in the recent past. Let's see. Potentially in matters involving love, or even disappointments in money. Maybe you felt like you were owed some sum of money and it didn't come, or the return on something was disappointing, or was false, or did not meet expectation. Can we clarify the Three of Swords? And just before I clarify that, I do want to say, just the idea of going from this self-made independent card to partnership, again, even if it's business partnership, it could very well be romantic partnership for a lot of you, I'm sure it is. There's definitely a transition from one into two. Or even, maybe some of you are already at home and married, from two into something greater. I mean, I'm not championing or being an advocate of adding three parties to the dynamic, but if you are looking to like expand a business or a company, I think metaphorically you understand what I'm saying. It's going from like this number to something greater. Expansion, Jupiter energy, interestingly enough. All right, so the Three of Swords is being clarified by the Star card. All right. So the underlying energy for this heartbreak or sorrow is potentially with an Aquarius. That's not going to be for everyone. Generally, the Star card is really lovely, though. It's the idea of your North Star guiding you, having a greater sense of the world, really. Not like kind of the opposing dynamic of this, being very stuck in the safety zone of I'm just getting with this, your reality has been in a bit of a bubble. And I do think it was almost like self-imposed, that like the way the Hangman card is self-imposed rest. This was almost self-imposed exclusion from the world, seclusion, I guess would be the word. With this, there's hope of there's like a larger world out there. There's more people to meet. There's more lovers out in the world for you. There's more jobs. There's more partnership. Now, because it's the underlying energy of this, I'm wondering if in your subconscious, some of you were starting to lose hope. Some of you were struggling with seeing the greater picture, thinking that kind of in a bit of a glass half full scenario of this is my life and this is the best it's ever going to get. I don't know if that's still lingering in your subconscious, and if that's the case, I don't think you're letting it hold you back, but there is something about very profound healing that still needs to happen. So perhaps this, as I was saying, working on yourself, getting your health right, be it your body with pentacles, but also your mental health, your emotional health. Before you're ready to like get back out on the playing field, maybe sitting a few rounds on the bleachers was exactly what you needed to ground yourself. Earth energy, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, because some of you, there was like a loss of some kind. The way her cups are pointed down, because it is Claire, or the underlying energy of this sadness. Were cups spilled? Was there emotional loss? Was there a breakup? Was there a disappointment in a relationship of some kind that made you question your faith, that made you question the faithfulness of your partner, that made you question that the two of you, or even yourself, were, I don't know if it's destined for something greater, but like on the right track? I'm just getting there was a hiccup. Something happened that was unforeseen in your journey, in your spiritual path, in whatever path you were going down and hoping to accomplish. There was a hiccup that brought a lot of disappointment and did weigh on you heavily enough where some of you were really starting to lose hope. And what's really key about here is losing sight of the bigger picture is what keeps coming to mind here. Okay. So that's sort of going on in the subconscious still. So I do still see a little bit of room for growth, especially with your mental plane. I almost said your intelligence. What I meant by that is your internal thoughts, even the way you speak to yourself. Actually, you know what? I want to throw a clarifier on it. Let's do one of these. Let's do one of these Pixie Oracle cards. What else do we need to know? That came right out. Birds of a feather that flock together. Sorry, my computer freezes every now and then. All right, we still got you there. Yeah, something about peace and harmony in a relationship. Someone who you thought was your partner in crime, you thought they were your sidekick, your wingman, the maverick to your goose. I've used that analogy a lot this week. Yeah, maybe somebody flew away. Maybe somebody not seeing eye to eye, having different goals for the future, or just a different view or different perspective. Somebody was not looking out for the greater good of the team. I'm getting the image of when birds fly together and they're in that V shape. It's very particular, right? It's very precise, and it's one guiding the other. They all have to work together in unison. So if one breaks from the pack, or if one breaks from the flock, sorry guys, my camera froze there. Yeah, so birds flying in the V, if one strays from the group, it potentially harms the rest. There may have been a matter of safety that came up, or just questioning the trust and accountability, even the faithfulness of a person. That's sort of what's coming up there. So in the past, oh, there it is. In the past, you have the card of the past. But more so than that, it's the card of, like, I always think it's like this mushy, gushy, yummy, delicious feeling of when things were simple, when things were sweet. The honeymoon stage of a relationship, whether that's literal or just kind of like the kind of hopeless, romantic, beautiful, kind of serene, lighthearted emotions we feel. For a lot of you, this does feel like a romantic relationship that we're looking at, but it could be when times were simpler with your parents, when things were better off at work, with your coworkers, with your boss. So because it's coming up in your past, it's like the longing of when things were simpler, almost rose-tinted glasses of seeing the past as things used to be so good. What I'm getting at is that, how do I want to phrase this? That reliance on seeing the past as overly romanticized. I don't think a lot of you are doing that anymore. I think you're coming into your own and looking more optimistically to the future. You're less likely to fall back on old patterns of thought that things used to be so good. I think a lot of you have, again, worked on yourself and gathered up your own strength to really like cheer yourself on and champion yourself forward, to look optimistically to the future and not rely on people from our past that caused us heartbreak and disappointment. A lot of you, I don't think, are going to be waiting around for someone that much longer. I think you're coming into your own and yes, potentially seeking partnership, but in new places. It's not that comfort zone of the past, of the familiar, of the things we used to know, the people we used to love, the people we used to rely on. I think you're headed towards something bigger. So what are your goals or beliefs? The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's time for new beginnings. It's time for new things to come in. Forward movement, right? With the wheel, it's fate, it's luck, it's destiny. Some of you may be taking some sort of big risk into the unknown, taking a leap of faith. And again, having worked on yourself, you have a newfound confidence and a newfound strength to believe that you will land on your feet. To believe that this is not the end game for you. This is not the end of the story. This is not the end of the book. Sometimes I joke, it's like we are all writing the book of our own life, right? This isn't the chapter you end the book on, right? Like there's so much more to come, and it's good. It's fortuitous. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes unexpected good luck, right? It could be money, right? There could be a sum of money, but it's more about raising your vibration to welcome new things in. And I'm just getting like, there's going to be good things, right? I mean, inevitably there's going to be good. Yeah, sure. There's going to be some not so great things, but it's almost like the roulette wheel. You don't know exactly what you're going to get, but you're willing to bet on yourself. I really like that energy. It's kind of cool. Is my deck upside down? No. All right. What else do we need to know about this Wheel of Fortune? That's what you're headed towards in this Fool energy. You're optimistically, I think, opening the door to new opportunities. Something about your energy is being more receptive, or again, the idea of clearing out old crap from your house that you don't need anymore. You're energetically doing that as well. So you're making room and inviting new energy, new opportunities, new abundance into your life. Awesome. Keep doing that. Let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune. What do we need to know about Wheel of Fortune? Too many cards. 3 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and 4 of Cups. Yeah, I mean, I think this is talking about, it's coming up in your goals and beliefs section. So correct me if I'm wrong, but with the Wheel of Fortune showing up, that's really never a bad card. The only thing I would question is, do you believe that you can move forward? Do you believe that you can get out of this stagnancy and almost be the charioteer in the Chariot card to harness your dark and light energies and make them work in unison so you can drive that chariot forward? The wheel can move forward. Because the only thing that's going to stop you up is when those emotions from the past rise up and get you kind of caught up in your comfort zone. In your comfort zone of thoughts, in your comfort zone of feelings. Because all these are actually quite challenging cards. So for some of you, depending on how Rocky Balboa your mindset is, you know, if you're jogging up those steps triumphantly, I got this. I am the Fool. I am starting a new beginning. Bring on the abundance. That's fantastic. If that's the case, then I think you believe you can get rid of like this complacent attitude in love, this safety zone of needing to hold on to everything because you're so afraid to release and let go. And again, 3 of Swords is coming up again. Sorrow, heartbreak, pain. So with Wheel of Fortune, I think, I'm hoping most of my teacups out there relating to this, they do believe that there's something more for them than just this. Than just either, it's kind of a variety. It's either desperate pain and sorrow, or with these 2 4s, again, the safety zone. The emotions are just kind of whatever. This would be settling for a person. And with the 4 of Pentacles, holding on to things so tightly for your own demise that it doesn't allow for any wiggle room. It doesn't allow for any change in flow of money, in energy flow of relationships and love and people circulating in your life. I think your belief is that you're ready to leave this behind, or certainly your goal. The only thing that's going to stop you up, though, is when you get overly sentimental about the past and start glorifying and, again, romanticizing how good this person used to be. Because ultimately, they're still, if this is a person, in fact, it could be a job for some of you that maybe, you know, again, things didn't go expectedly. Somebody let you down. Somebody, I am getting sort of like abandoned, like flew off, left the pack. They're still presenting with kind of this darker energy of someone who stole your heart, someone who weighed heavily on your mind. Bloodshed, right? I think that's metaphoric, but it's not great. And so to me, it's also clarifying that if you are welcoming this change, if you are opening up your energy space to welcome new things and good fortune in, there is a need to take some risks. With the 4 of Pentacles, it's sometimes the Miser card. When you reach that safety or comfort zone, either with a person or with your finances, sometimes you get into a space where you are overly concerned about nobody touch anything, nobody move, this is exactly where we need it to be. But the thing is, you're not all that happy. It's okay, but I mean, this is 4 of Cups. Don't we all want to shoot and aim for the 10 of Cups? Even the 9 of Cups, our wish fulfillment, right? This is very much settling. And it's so funny that this is coming up with like the 4s, which to me in general are kind of the comfort zone areas, which are not always bad, but it's time to raise your vibe. You've already decided to. Most of you are already in a mindset where you're going after new things. So don't settle. If you want that wheel to come in, you know, fortune, fate, destiny, good luck, new abundance, get out of the safety zone, take some risks. Some of you are afraid to take risks because you've had your heart broken a lot. Many times, I'm getting, maybe 3 times. Maybe you've had 3 partners in your life that have really left some emotional scars. And so maybe you're not apt to take a risk to go for that 4th cup, to get out of this zone. You want to keep it like locked away in a little box where at least it's safe. At least you can look back on it anytime you want. Some of you have like a, what do they call those? An Xbox. And I'm not referring to the video game. It's like that box of sentimental photographs and objects and scrapbooks of your exes. Some of you definitely have that. And I'm not saying you have to get rid of it, but I would put it away for a while. Again, if it's like the universe matches where you are at. So if you're constantly reminiscing about the past and going over all the old photographs and getting all sentimental and teary-eyed, the universe doesn't know what to do with that. The universe is like, I'm trying to throw you abundance, kid, but like, do you want the X or do you want my new stuff? Because you seem to be like really content with this right now. And the thing is, I don't think you are, but again, it's easy to do. Trust me, I am just as sentimental as the next person. I literally said it's my favorite card in the deck. But in this spread, this is not a card that is helping you right now. It's overly romanticizing the past. All right, so what is coming in the near future? The 6 of Swords. Well, there you are, moving on with thoughts and with clarity. The idea about you've gained all the knowledge and lessons that you possibly can from, I do want to say, this circumstance, this scenario. All this that you've been through, again, the potentially 3 times you've had your heart broken. That's not going to be for everybody, or some of you. I think you've started to understand the lessons. A lot of you have put in a tremendous amount of work of healing on yourself. Maybe it's spiritual healing, again, physical with the body, mental with your mind, and of course emotional. Jumping off that cliff, taking a leap of faith into the unknown, you're moving. It could be physical travel. It could be, traveling across the city, across the country, going back home, moving away from home, exploring new territory. And it's not just physical though, it's mental. Allowing new thoughts and ideas to come in that are going to help you. You've gained a tremendous amount of knowledge from your past and from all these potentially difficult situations you've been through. You wouldn't be the person that you are today had you not gone through all this. And I know some of you are saying, well, that was awful. Why did I have to go through it? It's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but there was something valuable to gain because otherwise you wouldn't be packing those lessons on your ship. And that's what this is, on your boat, whatever. These valuable lessons that, yes, they were a bitch to go through. It wasn't fun. But look at you now. You're shining bright. Look at that yellow. You were iridescent yellow. That's pretty insane. There's major, like, power here. Strength, courage, bravery. This is a card of bravery. It's scary to move on and go off into the unknown. We don't know what the waters up ahead have in store for us. But your beliefs are that there's probably something good out there. This looks like world travel, doesn't it? Doesn't it kind of look like a globe or a map of the country, of whatever, of the world? I think you're bringing your ships to new lands. You're seeing what else is out there for you. What else is out there? Let's clarify this 6 of Swords. More Aquarian energy. Some of you, this story may be for some of my Aquariuses. Also somebody who has strong Aquarius in their chart. Or really somebody who is just in a mind state that is suddenly I like this, thinking outside the box. Again, that idea of your Xbox, the boxes of memories and sentimental photographs, etc., of people of our past, even if it's not an X. You're thinking outside the box. You're moving on from the past. And I want to be clear, that doesn't mean you're going to forget it. But that cheesy expression, I forgive, but I don't forget, that's what this is screaming to me. It's time to move on because, yeah, lingering in the sorrow and the sadness, this card, the disappointments, it's painful. I think sometimes it's a band-aid to think back on the fond memories of people we used to love because it makes us feel like we're still connected to them. but it almost does you more of a disservice because it's not allowing yourself growth and distance from the actual person or from the actual scenario. This is about mentally moving on. You can always keep them in your heart. You can always keep them in your emotions, but there needs to be like a release of their energy. It's really freeing of yourself. Yeah, a lot of you are, I do want to say maybe focused on your, well, okay, some of you may be focused on your career, but there's something about cracking the whip here. There's something about getting yourself back to the gym or back in shape or back in like a, back on the, what is the term? Back on like the playing field, back on the dating scene. You're I mean, you literally got the whip card. That's why I'm saying it. But you're bringing down the hammer like in your own life. You're your own cheerleader. I think you're kind of in a state where you're wanting to dominate your life. You don't want to you no longer want to be standing on the sidelines. You want to be in the game. You want to feel the action. You want to feel the sweat, the blood, sweat, and tears. You're willing to put in the time and effort, and a lot of you have already put in a lot of time and effort already. But now it's like, okay, if I can do this on my own, just think what I can do out in the real world or out in other lands, in new territories, at a different job, in a new relationship. It's leaving the singlehood behind, but still maintaining that, just that hardcore, I keep getting images of like people pumping iron and again, Rocky Balboa running up the stairs. There's a tremendous amount of just like roar, hear me roar attitude. You're cracking the whip on your own life. You're no longer, I don't think you're settling anymore. I don't think you're wanting to sit in this, this state of sorrow or sadness. I think you are trying, and that's why this is, the nostalgia card is coming up in your past, is I don't think you want to live your life looking back at the past. I think, again, looking optimistically to the future, because the future brings with it new stories, new abundances, new things to be, I was going to say taken advantage of, but new stories to be written, new stories to tell, new people to meet, new experiences to be had. So your energy currently, absolutely, the death card, transformation mode, right? Releasing what doesn't serve us and then moving on, caterpillar to butterfly, if you will, right? A major transition in our mental state, in our emotional state. This is a card of Scorpio. And we all deal with that transformation a little bit differently. Maybe, I'm sure for some it's been a little bit harder. It's been a much longer process. You know, maybe it's been 9 years for some of you, and only recently have you decided to turn the new page, to start the new chapter, essentially. But and so some of you might still be kind of on that brink of embracing it versus resisting it. Some of you are really scared to leave behind, again, what is known, what is familiar, to maybe put away that box of memories, that box of nostalgia, even on your phone, or even the idea of looking up someone on social media. It's the same idea of an Xbox, right? Digging up those memories that in theory, you know, it makes you feel good for a second, but it's almost like drugs. You need the fix, you need the hit, but long term it's not good, because the next day you wake up feeling like this, right? So how to, well, do we need to clarify that at all? The death card, I mean, we know you're transitioning, right? You're transforming into something much greater, but it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of bravery to do that, to go off into the unknown. But I think you guys are cracking the whip yourself, as I said. I think you guys are the power player. You are the master of your own destiny. So how do others see you? Wow, King of Wands. I like that, teacups. The King of Fire, someone who is very passionate. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Someone, I always say this is the work hard, play hard king, right? He knows how to have a good time, but he's going to work his ass off in order to be able to enjoy it. And that's what this is, the idea of cracking the whip. You're going off into new places, and there's going to be times of celebration. There's going to be times of joy. There's going to be excitement. There's going to be new things that inspire you and motivate you with that wand, taking action, right? As well as travel, movement forward, career, heavy focus on career. But the fire, I always say, it draws the eye, right? It's like a light that draws our eye, like moth to a flame. So people see you as not only changing, like badass warrior, right? He's got some battle armor on. Of course you do. You've been through a lot. People see you as incredibly charismatic, as incredibly noble, dignified, but you're the light that draws the eye. There's something even magical about you, and I say that specifically with the wand suit. I mean, they are the, I always say the Queen of Wands is like the witch of the deck. I mean, the witch, the wizard, however you want to say it, they have wands. There's something magical about them. Something that, yeah, it naturally draws the eye. Groups of leaders and, groups of followers. The wand suits get lots of attention. They tend to be very artistic, very creative, maybe a little bit showy at times. So if that's the case, I actually applaud it, because a lot of you are coming out of your shell for the first time in a long time. So that's actually really lovely to see. Put on something that makes you feel good. Go out dancing. Go out, I don't know, go out and grab some cocktails with your friends, whatever that is. A lot of you are getting back out on the dating scene. I think this is almost like a magnet for those wanting to attract other people. So that's fantastic energy. But with that, I will say be careful, because you are going to get all different ranges of the people you attract. So yes, light attracts light, but light also attracts dark. There's something to the idea of people who are very either intimidated or even jealous. People who are vibing low, they're still going to be attracted to this initially. So make sure you are filtering out who or what is not needed in your life. Your vibe attracts your tribe, but ultimately make sure you're weeding out your tribe to make sure you're surrounded by good, solid people. That's sort of what I'm getting. Why are my teacups coming up as the King of Wands here? The Ace of Cups, yeah, a brand new beginning. Joyous, love and emotions, it's just up and over. Your cup runneth over, it's flooding out. The idea of doves and peace. Interestingly enough, in your subconscious, I just said something about a magnet, like a moth to a flame. This was in your subconscious of something that broke your heart. So I am wondering if your newfound success or your newfound confidence, that's what this is radiating. A newfound confidence. I wonder if that is going to attract, it might not be the same person, but someone who is going to bring you more hope, more emotional fulfillment than they or someone who did in the past. And there, with water energy, there's something very healing about it, and I do take that to mean that you've done the healing. If you are ready to go back out on the dating scene or whatever, you know, apply to new jobs, get yourself back out there, heal relationships with the family potentially. It's because you are in a good emotional state. You are standing strong. You are confident. Nothing can break you, right? And more importantly, you have love to give. If this King of Wands underlying energy is love, well, that's fantastic. If you're putting love out into the world, then you can't really do wrong, can you? Just be careful that you're giving it to the right people. The tree, yeah, you've shown a tremendous amount of growth. And that always reminds me of, I actually really like this. This card reminds me very much of the Four of Cups energy with that classic depiction of like the guy on the hill who's really kind of sad and depressed. It's basically this card, but a different version of it that I'm referencing. You've left the comfort zone. You're no longer sitting under the tree, and what's grown there is sunflowers. Something about turning your face to the sun, allowing for growth, renewal, rebirth. You've healed yourself, and it's something about, again, like the fire that draws our eye. It's the same metaphor I'm getting at with the sunflowers. It's like you've opened up, you've blossomed, you've bloomed into this like wonderful new person who knows their self-worth, who's ready to give and receive love in equal amounts. This was you at the sunflower, but you were still the seed. You were still growing, you were still maturing. you were still tending to yourself and becoming healthier again, mentally, emotionally, physically. Here it's like you've opened up, your petals have opened up. And I mean, this is kind of like a funny wink of the idea of like opening up to a relationship, in terms of like a sexual relationship, you know, opening up. But it's really beautiful, so I don't want to make it like tacky in any way. But yeah, it's good. There's been tremendous growth. All right, so what is your advice or guidance? Forward movement, swift and quick movement. These are like the bows from the archer's, or I'm sorry, these are the arrows like from the archer's bow. He pulls back and swoosh. They go out into the world, traveling to new lands, sending new messages of communication, putting out resumes, putting out the vibes when you're at the bar. I just thought of Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber. I'm gonna be at the bar, put out the vibes, right? Because he's looking to attract his lady at the party there. So yeah, I like that. Again, wands, action, passion, communication. It's inspiring, it's motivating, it's fun. The King of Wands knows how to party, right? He's not the sad sack who sits in the corner crying over his ex. No shade, whoever is relating to this. Good Lord, do I relate to this? I think we've all been here. But the King of Wands has healed from that. He's been through battles. He's been through the wars. That's why he's the king. But he sits on his throne and he's very mighty and powerful. And again, he radiates confidence and courage, right? He's fought the lion. He's tackled the beast. He's conquered the obstacles. Now he's got nothing but love, baby. And he's spreading it around town. But don't do him wrong, right? Or he'll burn you. That's important too. Again, make sure you're accepting the right people into your tribe now, moving forward, which you are. That's your advice or guidance. Move forward. It's time to move on. You've learned all the lessons you can. So yeah, crack the whip. Crack the whip one last time to get yourself motivated to say goodbye to this once and for all. If that's what you want, right? I mean, maybe some of you are holding on to the past for a reason. Maybe somebody is waiting to reconcile or to heal the past. And if that's the case, then, you know, you do you. I'm just reading what the cards are presenting here, so. All right, then we're going to look at potential outcome. Please do bear in mind, everybody has free will. Nothing is written in stone. Wow, what a card to get for your potential outcome, the Tower. Something that is earth-shattering, something that is life-changing. All right, what's interesting about the Tower is that it is sometimes a difficult energy to deal with. However, if this doesn't speak to me about major upheaval and change, I don't know what does. So am I terribly surprised that you got this as a potential outcome? Not necessarily, because I think a lot of you are, it's kind of where you're headed anyway. It's almost like, are you causing this Tower? Are you taking life by the reins, again, that chariot metaphor, and driving yourself into unknown lands wholeheartedly, courageously, bravely into the future, that even if the Tower comes, you'll land on your feet? For a lot of you, I think that is the case. A lot of you are seeking really radical and drastic changes because you're wanting to leave, again, either the safety zone, the comfort zone behind, or completely distance yourself from whatever was holding you back in the past. I can also see this as, for those who are real, I was saying with this, the only negative I could see with this coming up in your beliefs, because it was being clarified by all these tricky cards, to be honest, for some of you who do not find the motivation to move forward and to take action. So much of this spread has been talking about take action to move on, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is for you. I almost take the Tower as a warning that, hey, if you don't unstick yourself from unhealthy habits, unhealthy thoughts, getting caught overly romanticizing the past to the point where you're not living in the now, you're not living in the present, the Tower is going to come and deliver some harsh truths to you to progress you forward, to bring in new cycles, to bring in new, something about your destiny, your fate. Again, you're writing the book of your life. You were never meant to end the book on this like morose energy. You deserve better than that. That's not the book you want to write, right? That would be a crap ending. I just saw It too, and there's like an ongoing theme about this author, and everybody loves his books except they all hate the endings. That's actually what this is reminding me of. if you don't fix the ending of the story yourself, Spirit's going to come along and do it for you. And it may not be pretty, but it is meant for your highest good. It is going to help you, and it's going to progress you forward. It's going to unstick your wheel from that mud, because right now it's spinning out. It's going round and around, but you're not getting anywhere. I think a lot of you relate to that. You want the change so much and you're welcoming it in, but something is keeping you stuck. Your tire is just spinning out. Some of you are going to figure out how to do it yourself. Some of you are going to welcome death, and by that I mean change, transition, the wheel of fortune, forward movement, leaving things behind. Some of you are welcoming that death card, essentially, transition, with open arms. Yes, I'm ready. I'm sick of this. I want something new. Bring it on. As I was saying, others of you are, no pun intended, transitioning into this state of transition with a little bit more difficulty, with a little bit of apprehension of, but I really like it here. I feel really safe. My money is good. I'm still communicating with my ex, so, there might be hope there. That's a tricky energy. Spirit is definitely pushing you to pursue something more than the status quo. Pursue something more than what you just have now. For a lot of you, that's the bottom of your deck card, is the Lovers. New partnership, but also a choice. For some of you, it's a choice of loving yourself more than loving a relationship of the past that is distant, that is separated by mountains, maybe by distance. Maybe some of you aren't living in the same state. And I'm not going to be the bearer of bad news. I don't see anything in the cards that say your ex is gone forever. If some of you are looking to reconcile, ultimately it's up to you. But right now, the universe is calling you to raise your vibe and transform, because you have major change ahead of you. And maybe that major change involves a partnership of some kind. Maybe it's a future business partner. Maybe it's reconciliation with your family or someone you love. Maybe it's the person you're up, dreaming of it. Up awake dreaming of at night. But what this is saying is that you have to take steps forward in order for universe to allow that connection to thrive and blossom, because some of you in the past, not in the present per se, were neglecting yourself. You weren't taking enough time to value yourself, right? There's tremendous value here with Pentacles. When you're able to walk away with your head held high, again, a card of action, a card of great courage, right? You've been through some battles. You survived some major conflict. That's where recognition from the universe comes in, right? It's almost like, the trophy. You're marching through the parade triumphantly. All eyes are up at you. The way I was saying with the King of Wands, your light, it draws the eye. People are going to naturally gravitate towards you like a magnet. And the next card you have is the Star. So you have the Star card twice. Some of you, Aquarius plays a major role in this story. So the Star is the underlying energy for the Six of Wands, a card of Leo. You're able to literally get back on the horse, right? Get back out there, whatever that means to you, because you've done the healing. Because you've stayed grounded, one foot on land, one foot in that pool of intuition, listening to your heart, and again, keeping the greater picture in mind. There's more to life than just your home, than just, your own backyard. There's something greater to be explored. You have so many cards of forward movement, on horses, seeing new lands, meeting new people. Don't resign yourself to only what is known, to only what is familiar. This is really pushing you to explore some new avenues that I think are a little bit intimidating. They might scare you a little bit, but it's about taking a leap of faith, because you never know what lies ahead. If you're making a choice, something about the choice it's something about you or the choice, choosing yourself above anyone else. And it really doesn't come from a place of selfishness or ego or anything like that. It's choosing to love yourself. It's choosing to invest in your own life, in your own destiny, because that's when good things are going to come to you. And for those who don't believe that, for those who think, no, this is my life and that's that, and I don't have any luck, and, this is my life, I'm just living it. Universe is going to come in with like a giant bitch slap. No offense, guys, but that's what this is. It's like you have the power to embrace the tower or to fight it kicking and screaming. It's up to you, right? All right, let's pull a couple cards and we will wrap it up. Whoop, that flew out. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. The hummingbird. Some of you definitely have a hummingbird tattoo. That's coming through strongly with here. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. That reminds me of the star card. What did I do with the other one? Did I lose it? Oh, there it is. This is having faith. This is having hope. This is still having faith in yourself, but also the idea of your wishes, your dreams coming true. Again, it's looking optimistically to the future. What you manifest is the universe is going to meet you halfway. What is it that you truly desire? And also fearless, right? Where's my Fool card? Too many cards, I've lost them. I don't know what I did with them. Here he is. There's not a lot of fear here. There's some acceptance that you don't know what lies ahead, but there's almost an eagerness to go explore that. Enter into the unknown, journey into the unknown. All right, so for those who are looking at this as a romantic spread, that one wants to come out. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Well, guys, I think a lot of you are being guided to take steps forward, not backwards. I'm just going to put that out there. Cute card, though. I like that. And then, should we cap it off with a butterfly? We'll do one more of these, and then I'll throw some Zodiac cards on it. This is about setting yourself free. Setting yourself free from the past. Religion and spirituality. All right. So I think there's probably going to be a focus. Well, obviously, if you're watching a tarot video, right? Newfound spirituality. That may have been a crucial foundation for you in order to help heal yourself. Going back to some sort of religion. I almost said relationship. It could be though, especially with your family. Reconnecting with your soul tribe, with people who support you, whether that's a church group, whether that's your family, whether that's your friends. And spirituality, you know, whatever that means to you. There's a whole array of what that could be, but butterflies, right? Change and transformation. That's what the death card stands for. Cocoon to butterfly. This has not been an easy feat, this transition. Some of you are still going through it, but some of you, it's like you're just starting to pop out of the chrysalis and you have great things ahead. I just don't think all of you are realizing just how good it is, how good it could be. All right, Zodiac cards that can go along with this spread for those watching. Now this could be indicative of your chart. This could be in somebody else's chart that you think showed up in this story. We'll see what comes out. Bottom of your deck, healing from the past. Come on, that's what this whole thing has been about. All right, we have Sagittarius, we have Pisces, and we have Scorpio. And we did see that with the death card. So maybe those are some people watching this video, or maybe that was an ex of the past, or maybe that's someone's coming in your future. But keep an open heart, keep an open mind. Sending all my love to you, teacups. I hope that was helpful. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.